We continue with questions which atheist critics ask about Christianity. As we will see here, often their lack of understanding is just down to not understanding the Bible properly. The content of this video is taken with permission by the author from the book 40 Problems with Christianity and Their Answers. Problem number 2, lack of gradation. Christianity proposes that only one of two fates awaits humans after they die: an extremely attractive invitation into heaven, or a miserable, dreadful sentence to hell. Given the complexities and varieties of human experience, offering only two judgments is absurd. People are born into many different circumstances, some with Bible-believing Christian parents, and others with Muslim, Hindu, Jewish, or atheistic parents. Some were born during the Middle Ages when sectarian belief was ubiquitous versus the societies today which are much more secular. Some lived before the era of Christianity. Some were born with damaged mental capabilities. To shoehorn all of these people into a two-tiered judgment system is irrational. Some Catholics believe in purgatory, where souls can be purified before they are allowed to enter heaven. This would seem to alleviate the problem somewhat if it weren't for the fact that it is completely made up without any basis in the Bible. However, it would also make the choices you make in this life much less meaningful if you could compensate for any shortcomings with a visit to purgatory. No matter how long the layover there, it would be infinitesimally short compared to the eternity that awaits in heaven. Now, here is our response. Biblically, the author of the question is right, that one doesn't need purgatory to be made right before God. This happens through faith, by becoming one with the death and the resurrection of Christ. The old man dies alongside his sinfulness, and the new person lives on in repentance by the grace and power of God as Christ lives on. He may be tempted to sin and indeed sin, but he will quickly come back to God, lay all before him in full honesty and contrition, and receive forgiveness and grace. This process of constant repentance, as God instructs in the Lord's Prayer, would make him stronger and also make his character purer, with no active sin in his life. The punishments of God are two types, inasmuch as the two main different groups of people, saved and unsaved, are concerned. With those who know him, he may discipline them, and this would help them grow. Those who do not know him get the consequences of what they have done. But this is also usually designed to bring them closer to God. He does not like to punish, but to help people be holy like him. Some people are beyond repair, and they would resist coming to God for forgiveness and refuse forever to change their ways, but will stay on their course of being in opposition of the good plan of God for them. Those people get punished eternally by God, letting them receive the natural consequences of their state of mind and life which is against him. How temporary sin merits eternal punishment, we explained in our previous video. On either occasion, God does allow punishment reluctantly. He does not inflict suffering to children of man from the heart. Lamentations 3:33.
We distinguish two different kinds of punishment, temporal and eternal. Those punishments which happen on this earth are not merely about getting the same, retribution, but ideally they are about correction and changing one's bad ways. God does not punish because he likes it and insists on the sinner getting what they deserve, but he does it with love, which is meant to discipline and bring a person closer to what is good for them and the other creation. The eternal judgment is also broadly twofold, one for eternal separation from God, and one which is the eternal enjoyment of closeness with God. Does it mean that all get the same punishment or same reward in all details as far as eternity is concerned? The Bible shows us that this is not the case. Jesus clearly said that some people would get bigger punishment. Truly I tell you, it will be more bearable for Sodom and Gomorrah on the judgment day than for that city. Matthew 10:15. We are not told what the degree of the nature of this punishment would be, but there is a differentiation, and some people get worse than others because of the circumstances around their deeds, and the gravity of their offenses on God's scale are worse. Similarly, Jesus said, "But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust destroy." He is implying here that we contribute to our eternal reward by being obedient and active in His work.